Vitalik, clapping. Vitalik, impressed. Happy and clapping. Vitalik is impressed. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping. Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.
I wonder how many subscribers I've gotten lately. Let's check it out. What the hell? No, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. No. No. What the hell is going on? But I've still gained subscribers more than I've lost, so... Whew. I was getting worried about my content there. Got no reason for that. I thought I'd go through this because this is something that's affecting many YouTubers. Views are down. Subscribers are going away. Ad revenue, if there was any, is in the toilet. And so this is why potentially you're seeing YouTubers slow down, because their efforts are not being rewarded like they used to. Let me give you this for an example. January to February, this was during a dip, right? During a dip, 27,000 subscribers gained for the month of January. Some people get used to it. Some people find it difficult to sort of improve and work on their game, get to a certain point, and then go way back. It's kind of difficult for them to recover from. I'm personally okay with it, but if I was like relying on ad revenue and stuff, that would be super hard. And we're seeing this elsewhere. Let's look at Google Trends, for example. The reason for it is because of the markets, right? And I can't really blame people. Some people who their whole lives don't revolve around crypto like it does mine aren't going to want to watch cryptocurrency YouTubers and be reminded of their failing investments. So fair enough. They'll be back eventually. Let's look at Bitcoin. Interest over time for Bitcoin the last 12 months. We saw this huge spike. How big was it in a greater context of things? If we look at the last 5 years, you can see just how big of an impact it had. For me personally, right up here, this is where Bitcoin became mainstream. This is where everyone and their mother knew about Bitcoin. The biggest difference, though, that I want to stress, while this isn't financial advice, is that while everyone knew about it, almost no one actually held it. Very few using it. But it's unfortunate that this interest came too early, I feel. It came too early. Bitcoin wasn't ready for it. There weren't enough people to spend it with. It was too volatile. Just wasn't stable enough. It wasn't ready yet for mass adoption. I do expect another spike like this in future. When? I don't know. But all of these signals are confirming very much what we all know, that we are in a bear market right now. But there is some hope potentially. Let's look into that. As has been discussed on multiple websites, multiple YouTubers, I have yet to cover it myself. Let's address that. Bitcoin futures volume spike as CBOE, or CBO colloquially. No, it's not CBO. No one says that. Awaits ETF decision. So the SEC is examining an application from the Chicago Board's Options Exchange, CBOE, which, if approved, could grant the company a ETF Bitcoin license. The idea being that this is going to bring new waves of institutional investors. Several investors see the SEC finally allowing an ETF in the United States as the end of the bear market and a potential sign of a new bull run, as institutional money can safely enter the market, as an ETF offers insurance policies in case of theft. Now, nothing's been ruled yet. As it says here, every government authority is mandated to hear the opinions of its citizens on any and all matters that will affect the country. So this is something that you can have your say in if you're a United States citizen. You can go onto the CBOE Bitcoin ETF filing on the SEC website and have your vote. The SEC is going to decide on August 10th, so you've got until then. Let's see what happens. Okay, just a few more couple general news topics before we get into the market. So Robinhood is a pretty big deal. It is considered one of the major contenders against the giants of Coinbase in terms of attracting users to the platform. They currently operate in 17 states in America and have over 5 million users still, and they're hoping to have all 50 states by the end of this year. Yes. And lastly, My Crypto. If you weren't aware, My Ether wallet had a team dispute, half the team left, or more than half of the team. They decided to start MyCrypto. MyEtherWallet is still around. These guys have launched a desktop app right off the back of Ledger doing the same thing with Ledger Live, which is great, I think. Essentially, this is MyEtherWallet on your desktop. It's kind of what it looks like. Very, very similar. The idea is that it's a little bit more safer on your desktop because you are less likely to get phished, or you're not likely to get phished. It does look pretty cool though, so if you do use MyEtherWallet and you prefer a desktop application, there you go. Speaking of Ledger Live, they've added the Tron wallet, so you can now send and receive Tron. Hard to say if that has done any price activity, because in a day where you're seeing 3 or 4% gains, it's simply because Bitcoin's gone up by about that much and they've stayed pretty much stable, and if they do so, it looks like they've gained. Anyway, Verge. Verge has signed an agreement with TokenPay. The idea is that they are now a step closer to having their own Verge debit cards. Also, Litecoin are getting in on the action. And both TokenPay and Litecoin recently acquired 9.9% stake in a German bank. And only time will tell if this acquisition of part of a bank is going to pay out, because there are a lot of regulatory issues. Docademic. If you haven't heard about it before, it's a blockchain healthcare service platform. It had over 50% gains today. Why? I just want to say nice, but I'm trying not to, because some of you seem pretty split on that. So half of you really like it, half of you are a little bit scared of that guy. So Docademic got featured on the cover of the Forbes magazine, Central America and Dominican Republic edition, not the United States edition. And as you can see here, John McAfee, it's one of his favorites, so be aware of possible pumps. And it has announced his 2020 presidential election run. That should go great for him, I'm sure. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'm excited about my next video. Tomorrow I'm going to shoot something I haven't quite shot before. It's works in my mind. We'll see if it actually pans out on camera. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Pretty excited about it, and I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully.